Attrapez-les tous! We return to Lumiose City in Pokémon Legends ZA, where we strive to be the very best in the battle royale. Grab your café au lait and croissant, and prepare for Cat's adventure in becoming an at-home barista. Plus, to keep things on theme, we play a round of Pokemon Ball or Bluff. We've got mons on the brain, so let's get caffeinated.
Get ready for the Girls on Games podcast, your weekly dose of news, reviews, and everything video games. Always served with a good helping of hype and just a pinch of salt. And now, your host, Leah.
To another Girls on Games podcast. My name is Leah. I'm the host of this show. This is episode number 513, and no AWS service is going to keep us down from podcasting. Right, ladies?
Yep, we're going to make it work.
Hey, Kat, how's it going?
I'm good. Yourself?
Joelle, what's up?
Yo, from the land of breathing in through my nose perfectly. It's going really well over here. I can smell so many things now.
Lovely. We're going to get into that. Let's do a little bit of housekeeping. If you enjoy this show, you can subscribe. We're available on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Podbean. If you would like to buy some GOG merch, not happening right now. We need a new store. Still haven't figured that out. Maybe one day. But if not, you can give us a tip. Maybe buy us a coffee. That's by going to our Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com/girlsongames. Yeah, today's going to be unhinged. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Because multiple reasons, okay? First thing, we didn't record for a week because Joelle had surgery, and then Kat and I decided we wanted a break because Thanksgiving. Canadian Thanksgiving, that is. We wanted to give thanks to eating turkey and not recording a podcast. So we did that.
Taking a break, yeah.
And so we haven't chatted for a week. And also today, the internet just has problems in general when AWS went down. So we've decided to move the recording. And also we moved the recording time to an hour earlier because the Jays and the Mariners are in Game 7. So I want to watch that baseball game.
Yes, priorities.
Darth, I want to watch that baseball game. Do not give me shit for it, okay?
There's been some sports shit talk in the server.
Yep, there has been. So yeah, I'm really excited to catch up with you ladies. Joelle, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. The worst part, so like I didn't have any deviated septum, but I had to get my turbinates like in my nose reduced. They're like nice cushy things in your nose that keep your nose kind of like moist. And then some like bone spurs. So the surgery was like an hour and a half, went super well, but they put in these like splints like in your nose, and they're really big. They're like 4 inches, and they're made of like kind of softer plastic, and those things sucked. Like they just totally sucked. They hurt. They're uncomfortable. It's really hard to breathe out of your nose with those in, and they apply a lot of pressure like at the very top of your sinuses. So I feel like it makes you feel worse than like better to have those in. And you have to have those in a week, and then you get them taken out, and that is the weirdest, goofiest feeling ever. And they don't give you anything, but they just like they're stitched in, so they don't like move around at the tip of your nose. So he just like snipped them out, and then he gently like pulls them out, and it is so bizarre. Yeah, you got to do it twice. Because you got
the first time you're like, oh, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this again. Ooh.
I know, it is like the worst / best feeling ever, because once they come out, you're just like, oh my god, sweet relief. And then I breathed in, and I don't think I've ever had so much oxygen go to my brain. As like when I breathed in, I was like, whoa. I was like, it was smooth sailing in there. And then, so like they do that so that it's like kind of worse. on the front end, and then the back end is usually like pretty good, like once those come out.
Yeah.
And so there's a few more days of being stuffy and congested, and then yeah, like I'm still really tired. It's cold air stings. Because especially like when it gets right to the top of the nose, it's like, I'm like, woo, I'm like, oh, it's just really, I blew my nose the other day and my eyes watered. So like, and so it's kind of a weird thing. I did go out and about a little bit, and like in the grocery store, I just think there's so many smells. Like it kind of just gets irritated, and like it gets sore kind of easily. It really, and oddly, like the nose just gets really sore. So another week of like taking it easy, not doing like a whole lot, and then starting like next weekend, I'll be able to kind of try to get back to the gym and start like exercising. So I don't want me exercising really, because I don't want that heavy airflow and like pressure. Because of nosebleeds and stuff. So so just like taking it easy and trying to heal up. I mean, this has been really helpful for my knee, because I just had to sit around.
Rest.
So, yeah, like I had pain drugs and I had rest. So it was just like, yeah, I was pretty out of it for the first 4 days, but then after that, I kind of started to come back out of it. But my body has kind of been through it the last 4 months, just like moving and the knee, and then now this, and so I think it's like, what is happening? Like, when are we done? Like, when are we done with this nonsense? So it's.
But what is it worth being able to breathe?
Well, yeah, the surgery definitely like was, I think, a good thing to do, and they also. Your eustachian tubes are what help you like equalize the pressure in your head. You know, it's like when your ears pop and whatever, like those are your eustachian tubes working. And they end like right at the base of your sinuses, like at the tip of your nose. And so mine are really tiny. And so I have a hard time with like, you know, I get water in my ears and the water will stay in there for like days. And when I was learning to scuba dive, the water would stay in there for like a month. And like when I go on a plane, my ears really don't pop very well. So I told this to the ENT, and he's like, well, we could try to make them bigger, your eustachian tubes. And I was like, well, go for it. Like, if you're in there, like, do it. And so he blew up a little balloon in my eustachian tubes to try to make them bigger. So my ears are a little sore, and my head's been kind of like, my ears have been popping kind of a lot. And I won't know if that, it has like a 50-50 shot of helping to do anything. But I won't know for like 2 months. Okay. So I just kind of like walk around and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna, I don't know. Like, just, you gotta roll with it, I guess. I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna see how it goes. So.
I mean, they were already in there fixing one thing. Why not fix something else while they're at it, right?
Well, that's what I said. I'm like, well, if you're already in there, then you might as well. Because you gotta go under anesthesia. They put you under anesthesia. You gotta be intubated so that you have one airway open. Yeah. But yeah, the facility that I went to was really nice. Everyone at the place was super nice. There were a lot of kids in there. A lot of kids getting like ear tubes in and stuff. So the room that I was recovering in, or the room that I was in, had like choo-choo trains on the wall. Oh, cute. So and I was like, this is cute. And then apparently I really like apple juice. Apple juice was like my jam. I was like, I really need some apple juice. But yeah, other than that, like just kind of taking it easy, getting back in the swing of things, and hopefully, I'm really glad that I was able to take off work and I don't have to go back into the office like until next Tuesday. So that'll be nice, because kind of like running around and like having to talk to people, like it makes my face sore.
Well, I'm glad that we got you on a podcast to talk for about an hour.
Oh yeah, that should be excuse me. Yeah, that should be fine. But yeah, otherwise on the mend, like everything went really well. And I mean, 2 weeks isn't terrible. And like I would say between this surgery on my on the nose versus like my gum graft in my mouth.
Yeah.
That gum graft was the worst for sure. Like
Okay.
the gum graft, because at least this I could like still eat and like chew,
Yeah.
and it's just like I just couldn't like breathe very well. But
Yeah.
that was awful. So I don't know. I'm glad like everything went well. Glad I did it, and hopefully we'll kind of keep working our way up from here.
Yeah. Glad to have you back and you on the mend. Catherine, how was your Thanksgiving, my dear?
It was quiet, honestly. I did not make any plans. I didn't go to see my mom. I didn't make plans with friends. I needed 3 days on my ass, and 3 days on my ass is what I got. On Monday, I did what I've been meaning to do all summer, as I reorganized and cleaned our kitchen, deep cleaned. Where you empty every cupboard,
No wonder when I messaged you on Monday being like, you want to take a break, that you were like, yeah, let's do it, because you were probably in the thick of that.
I had been at this point, like, I watched like an entire Critical Role episode just cleaning my kitchen. It took a while.
Wow.
And one of the things that prompted this is we had our yearly sighting of a mouse.
Even Dimitri.
I know. Well,
down on the job.
He's old and he's getting kind of deaf.
Poor guy.
So, and like we live in an old area of Montreal. In Montreal, it's not that if you have rodents, is when you have rodents. So basically the only thing we can do, because there's holes in the connecting walls in between all the apartments. Like, unless everybody in the city kind of like gets into like, let's get rid of them out, you can't. So what you do is you basically make it uninvited so that they just pass through, like they don't nest in your apartment, basically it's the only way I got to manage this problem. And usually the cat helps, even if he's old and whatever, just the presence, and B, every like fall I will do a big cleaning of the kitchen to make sure that I'm not finding any like mouse poop anywhere, that there's no like food on the ground, like a whole like cleanup of the pantry, making sure like we keep a lot of the food like high up. Like Pascal like snacks like rice cakes and whatnot, but he's almost 6 foot, so he keeps it like at the tallest shelf, so that helps. Stuff like that. So I did that on Monday, and honestly, like the place was pretty clean. It wasn't big needed. And the second thing that prompted this is that for once in a blue moon, Pascal came to me and he was like, I want to make a big purchase. And I was like, you want to spend your money? It's like on a thing, not like a trip or a beat, like on a thing. You want to buy a physical object. We got an espresso maker.
Yeah.
We went, we live near Little Italy. So we went into this no-name shop that says like new used espresso machine and repair service. And we walked in and this old ass Italian man was like, hey, how can I help? And we were like, hey, espresso machine. So we got a fully manual one. Like, honestly, like 3 buttons on, water for the espresso, water for the frother. That's it. And we got a grinder, also Italian made. That's like very popular. And it took like, I don't know, like 5 days for him to go down a rabbit hole and start looking into accessories. And he was like, yeah, we can get a little cup for the grinder, because like it was getting everywhere. And he wants to make double espresso, so it's double the grind, a better temper, shit like that. He was like, holy crap, now I see how it's a rabbit hole. I was like, cool story, bro. Can you get me some vanilla syrup?
Can you make me a latte?
So he taught me, like, he learned the thing. He taught me how to make the espresso. He was like, I don't know how to deal with the milk. I'm like, I'm fine with that part. I've actually, I have very, very far some barista experience when I used to work food services. Very, very far. But I kind of remember, and I have friends who have the espresso machines and they taught me how. And I was like, you know what? I'm not that much of a snob. I can, if I burn my milk a little, it's fine. Just make sure the coffee's good. And yeah, so we've been on a hyper caffeinated train. Actually, we found out that espresso is less caffeine than what we were drinking before.
Yeah.
So I was actually under caffeinated for a while because I thought I was drinking more caffeine. And Pascal was like, no, like you used to drink the equivalent of 2 or 3 espressos in the drip coffee that we used to have, right? Because I would drink like 2 cups of drip coffee.
Yeah.
And that's about the same, like that's more caffeine than than a double espresso. So I was like,
It has to do with the way the beans are treated and how dark the beans are.
Yeah,
The
espresso.
darker the bean, the less caffeine in it.
Yeah. Okay.
Espresso has less caffeine in it. And you tend to not drink as much volume of it as well.
Right,
Or if you drink more volume, it's because you're having a milky drink. So you don't have, as in if you're drinking a lot of coffee, you're just drinking a lot of coffee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing the half milk, half coffee. So anyway, my milk consumption went up and then I was like, yeah, this is not great. So then one afternoon Pascal was like, well, I'll make you an Americano, try that. And he made that just like an Americano with a bit of milk and a bit of my vanilla syrup. And I was like, yeah, this is it. This is the thing. This is perfect.
Perfect for the fall too, Kat.
Yeah. Oh, but it tastes so much better than regular coffee.
Oh yeah. You're spoiled now.
I am. Because like now when I go to work and we have like the free coffee machine, I'm like, ugh.
No, that's trash.
That is.
It was trash to begin with. Now it's even worse.
We have a coffee machine at work, and like, no, we'll go out. It's just not worth it.
No.
Yeah, and like I can have tea there, but the problem is they don't have real milk. They have those little like milky creamer things.
Those are that's worse.
No.
Those are terrible.
So no, I just go out and get my tea and my coffee because
yeah.
There's got to be some good in the life, right?
Yeah, I'm now living at both extremes. Because like now at home we have the espresso machine, like the manual Italian thing. We get like the beans from the Italian coffee shop down the road and everything. When I get to work, I I go to the machine and I do a mix, half coffee, half of that French vanilla powder bullshit.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's terrible, but it's just like it's coffee adjacent. It's warm and it's something I can kind of like suck on for the entire morning just so I have.
You should just make it part of your plan in the morning that you just make when I bring it in a Yeti cup.
Yeah, that I have to go.
Real deal.
Yeah, I have to go get a cup because we only have like the big coffee thing. Or
yeah, no, you need the little guy.
Yeah, they're more for tea. I've used them for tea because sometimes like when I'm at home, instead of having 2 coffees, I would have like a coffee and then like a tea of some sort, like a green tea or like those fruity David's teas and whatnot, just so I could have something warm that has a bit of caffeine. But I need to go buy a small one so that I can make a second Americano and bring it to work. I just haven't looked into that. That's the next coffee related purchase. But yeah, we've gotten very snobby and fancy up in here.
Now you need to go on TikTok where they show you how to make all the fancy drinks.
I will look into
ice and hot.
I haven't looked into iced coffee yet because it is October and
there's always good time for iced coffee. There's always good time for any coffee. Hot or cold.
I will look into. I'll be ready for your next Montreal trip.
I will be sharing things with you.
All right.
Yeah, it's always time.
Yeah.
Always there.
But now I'm debating whether if I'll start making my own flavor syrup because we got a bit of the vanilla syrup.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, depending on how much of it and how much I use it, it might be worth it to just make small batches at home. Because it does
all different flavors.
Yeah.
Let me know how that goes for you because I tried that and it didn't go so great for me. So
did it burn?
No, it for me it didn't keep on the counter for very
Oh no,
Oh, no,
it's
it
not
doesn't
going to keep.
It doesn't keep. No.
No, I know. I thought that it would but like it just it
like a week.
crystallized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, once it
didn't
crystallizes-
hold at all.
Yeah, once it crystallizes, you can kind of melt it again. There's a limit of how many times you can remelt it, but
Yeah.
you can kind of do it. Last year, a colleague of mine likes to do his own pumpkin spice mix.
Oh.
So he uses like pumpkin puree and whatnot, and he just like those takeout deli
Yeah.
container. He just gave me a container of that, and I use that like in my coffee for like. I kept it in the fridge, and I just kind of like shake it and mixed it, and yeah, I used it for a good like 2-3 weeks, before it went bad. But like he gave me like, basically, almost like I think it was a liter, like it was the bigger one. You know when you get pho, like it was that big container. I was like, I'm never gonna get through this. Like I think I got through half of it before it went bad.
Yeah.
So, but I was like, if I make like a small batch,
Yeah.
and I could probably like freeze some of this pumpkin stuff, I could make my own. But then I'd be stuck drinking pumpkin lattes. For
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well
it's
into
also
Christmas.
really easy to go to pick up just a syrup thing that'll keep longer.
I was gonna
and you
say,
don't have to do
like,
it yourself.
And
Yeah,
it wasn't
I did
very
it for a while.
expensive.
No,
Like,
Yeah,
I know
no,
it's not.
no.
the
Yeah. We just do caramel. We just get the straight caramel, and we just always have caramel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got a bottle of 250 ml, and he was ordering from a specific website that didn't have a lot of options. They just had the fancy, and it was like made with water from the French Alps. I was like, all right, come the fuck down.
Water that's been blessed by God.
Basically, they were like Jesus himself. I was
It is
like,
from the
coffee.
Vatican.
anyway, that one bottle was like under $10. So I'm like,
Yeah, they're
It's
not that much.
cheaper than 2 coffees at whatchamacallit,
It
Starbucks.
is.
Yeah.
So
Coffee
there you
is
go.
nuts now.
Yeah, I know, it is
oh,
nuts.
just looking at the beans, like, because we have like at work in the unofficial Discord server, we have a coffee discussion because of course we have. And like I showed up in that thread being like, hey, guess who's now part of you guys? And they sent me a lot of recommendations for their favorite coffees, like, and a lot of it like locally roasted and stuff like that.
Wicked.
And the price range was ridiculous. Just like depending on from whom, from where, is it indie? Is it like, does it have nice marketing and branding? Like, does it have a cool logo? Is the person on the website tattooed all the way up to their ears? Then yes, it's going to be unaffordable coffee. I'm just like, it's
All
been
the tropes.
wild. Yeah, it's been wild. So now we're kind of like looking into, buying a bunch of espresso beans from a bunch of places and finding our favorite spot, and then drawing Venn diagrams to find like the perfect like of price, quality, taste, because some of these I was like, are you like, why are you like, did Jesus himself roast these beans? Why is it like $20 for a small bag?
Well, and not to like try to not push you farther into the loophole, but you could also roast your own. You can buy oh, okay, that's too fun. All right, it's like it's not hard. It's not hard to roast your own, but then you gotta like. It isn't, but it's just another thing you gotta do, right?
Yeah.
And I just don't know how many things you want to do, but yeah.
Like, here's the thing: if you walk down Montreal, every other shop is either an independent coffee shop, and then a sushi shop, and then a pharmacy, and then another independent coffee shop, and then another kind of sushi shop, and then
Sounds
another
amazing.
banner of pharmacy. It's just like
Sounds awesome.
Coffee to eat your sushi to then
Yeah.
recover by the Tums you need
Tums,
afterwards.
that's
And then
right.
you continue going.
exactly. It's just like the only thing you see that's a recurring banner are the pharmacies, because they're all like either Jean Coutu, Pharmaprix, or Uniprix. Like,
Yeah.
but like if you're in Montreal, you know. It's just there's no reason to go to Starbucks or Tim Hortons. Like Starbucks has tried and failed multiple times to open locations in the center of Montreal, and if it's not touristy like downtown, they fail because everybody's like, why would I drink this? Because there's like independent roasters and independent coffee shops out the wazoo here.
Yeah.
So I could roast my own things, but that's the advantage of being in Montreal is I don't have to.
No, you can go get nice stuff just down the road.
Yeah. And, like between work being in the Mile End and me living within walking distance of Little Italy means we have access to all the best coffee in Montreal. Like I said, we just have to find our favorite and find one that's a bit more like in a regular price range. But yeah, like this is 15 minutes of me talking to about coffee because I found out it's a fucking rabbit hole.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, we've been doing the intro now for a while. I was going to use the international wrap it up.
Yeah, because it's just like, it's ridiculous.
It's really ridiculous. To all those who are in the Girls on Games community, especially if you are on the Discord, now the power is upon you to continue to influence Catherine. Send her all your recommendations. As she takes this adventure around becoming a coffee snob.
And one last thing.
All right, close it out. Let's go.
It's not about coffee. But we had plans on Saturday and they got canceled. And Pascal was a bit bummed. And I was like, you want to go eat food from Madagascar? And he's like, what? I'm like, I had saved a restaurant in Montreal that opened in Rosemount, which is like the borough next to us.
Yeah.
And we went to have Madagascan food for the first time ever.
And?
Amazing. 10 out of 10.
Nice. Restaurant name?
325F. 325F.
Okay.
And it is really small on Masson Street. It is very cozy. And, Madagascar is in the Indian Ocean, like off, it's an African country, but it's an island.
Yeah.
But it's in the Indian Ocean. So there's a lot of like influences coming from Asia, like from India and Thailand and Vietnam. And it was just like a lot of the foods were like stews and curries or like samosas, but like with an African flavor profile. It was almost like we were in this, it felt like a fusion restaurant, but no, that's the food from this island. We had like lychee juice, fresh lychee juice.
Oh,
I love lychee.
That was good.
They had a very it's very small, very limited menu, but we discovered it. I also discovered that Madagascar, their second official language is French. So a lot of the menu was like actually like some of the dish names were in the Madagascan language, which I forget. I think it's called Magli. Oh, I looked it up while we were there, and then I got distracted by food and I forgot. But like some of the names of the food were actually in French, just straight up in French.
Cool.
I thought it was like, why aren't they translating stuff? And this guy was like, oh no, because they speak French there. That's probably just the name of the dish. I was like, okay. Anyway, I had a beef stew, which the base was tomato and ginger. It was very, very flavorful, very comforting. And they served it with a big bowl of rice. And we have to go back because I want to try half the menu. So these were our little adventures in food for the week. But yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, my week wasn't super exciting outside of just waiting for Pokemon to come out, which we will talk about in a bit. And then that's all I did, literally. Let's get through Fantasy Critic. So, Podcast League. Because we had 2 weeks. We had 2 games release. So, first thing, Pokemon Legends ZA released, had a critic of 81, points of 11. That means I get 11 points. Unfortunately, Kat, you counterpicked that game, so you have negative 11 points. And then Little Nightmares 3, critic of 74, points of 4. Kat, that'll help knock it down, so instead it's only -7. There were no bids and no drops. And the league standings currently sit with Joelle at the top, me in second, and Kat in third. On the community league, lots of games. Let's get through it. Keeper released with a critic of 83, points 13. That was on Stainsby Kingsby's list. Pokemon Legends ZA, critic 81, points 11. That was on Snake Fred's list. Ball X Pit Critic of 87, points of 17 goes to Jessica Starr. Battlefield 6, critic of 83, points 13, that goes to NJK. Dreams of Another, critic 67, meaning a negative 3 points. That's Pat's. Sorry, Pat. Little Nightmares 3, critic 74, points 4, Cat's Blissed. By Sweet Carol had a critic of 71, points of 1. That was on Pat's list. That one jumped around a lot.
Yeah.
It kept getting like, it would be up, then it'd be down, then be up. So I'm not surprised that it kind of ended up in the middle, because we were watching that actively and I was curious about that game. So I was hoping it was going to do well, but it's middle of the road. Last one, Absolom. Am I saying that right? Absalom, I think so. Critic of 86, points of 16, and that's on Darth Stridius's list. Bids. Rue Valley was won by NJK with a bid of $8, and there was no drops this week. The current standings are as follows. Pat remains number 1. Ross is in second, then Margot, then Darth Stridius, then myself, then Jessica Starr, then Kat, Albang, Stainsby Kingsby, NJK, Snake Fred, Phoenix, Simon, and bringing in the rear here is Joelle, with still no games released this year.
Proud of it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's do a check-in with the crew on their adventures in Ghosts of Yote for what everyone's playing. Joelle, how you doing with it?
I'm doing pretty good. I was too out of it to play too much the first week I was out, so I'm kind of, and I did want to finish a few books, and reading was a little bit easier for me, so I actually did finish a few books, and then now I am getting more into it. So I'm still in the first area. I'm almost done, like in the plains, just like in the first little area. I'm kind of doing all the intro stuff. Just did like my first shrine, trying to get out of it all that I can. But it's going really well. This game is so fun, and the combat is so good. Like, it's so fun. It's more responsive, and you have to like be better. Like, if you're playing on normal, then because the last game you could kind of fudge and mash a little bit, but they kind of took that away on this one. So you have to, I would say that you have to be more patient, a little bit more strategic, try to be a bit more tactical. But it's so fun, and it is really cool that you have all these different kind of choices that you can make in the game to play it. And so I'm playing it, and I can already see at least a second replay to go through to see what maybe I have missed because I chose to go one path over the other. Mm-hmm. And that's really kind of fun, and it's kind of fun to have all these different types of interactions with people as you're traversing the game. I don't remember if they did that in Ghost of Tsushima, but if I'm kind
dialogue
of wandering,
choice, like,
well, so like when you're wandering around, like you'll come to a wandering Ronin, right? And they'll just be chilling there, and you can either bribe them or you can fight them. Did they have that in the first one?
Yeah, there was situations where you could pick, like to fight somebody or to pay them off or to walk away.
Okay. Maybe I just always fought them.
I don't take my money.
Yeah.
I feel it feels like there's more of them in this game. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Maybe it's by the nature of Atsu being a Ronin and a mercenary versus in Ghost of Tsushima, God, I forgot his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Well, he was a samurai. Yeah. He was a samurai, and he was like, when he got into the politics of it and how like they were handling everything, he was just like, oh, no. Atsu is just like fucking. She's Beatrice from Kill Bill. Like, she's like,
oh yeah.
So I think she's less into just fighting people, because I think it's like, like she's quick to be like, not my monkey, not my circus.
Yeah.
So I think you have these options of like you can either play Atsu as like yeah fuck you, or just like fuck you.
Yeah, and it's fun to kind of choose, and also just like based on my mood too. And I'm like, who are you? What have you done? Like how do I want to be like ethically and like
you're
morally?
Judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah. It's like how do I want to run this territory that used to be my home, and like to see how it's changed. Has just been the storytelling so far that I've really, really enjoyed, and I'm having a really good time. I love the fast travel mechanics of it all too. Like it's really easy to fast travel, really easy to get around. So that is, I think, I don't know. They just did such a good job of knowing some of the pain points of the first game and making it better. So I'm excited to really do as much as I can like in this game before I'm done with my first playthrough. So that's been pretty fun. I've also there's a new season of Diablo out as well. The Infernal Chaos, I believe. And that's also been super fun. It's season 10, which is crazy to think that Diablo is already on season 10, but and Diablo 4 was my first Diablo game, man, and I'm still having a super fun time. To me, I'm like, wow, I feel like I was sleeping on Diablo, but it's been a really fun like introduction to the franchise, and I know I'll keep playing it. But yeah, it's been my boyfriend's been, he took the week to work from home from work, so we may or may not have been playing some video games during the lunch hour. So that was kind of fun to kind of dip into that and to pick that back up too.
Nice. Kat, you're still playing Ghost of Yotei too?
Oh yeah, it's ever all encompassing. I'm actually started going down the kill list.
Ooh.
And Joelle, what you said about combat, I agree, because I was playing on easy, not the easiest, the second easiest. I was like, I'm getting bored. Like this is way too easy. And I switched to normal and I got my ass whooped. And I was like, okay,
back to
like,
easy.
Yeah.
No, I just was like, okay, no, I'm gonna
get good.
Yeah, I'm gonna get good. I went back into my skill tree and actually looked at the skills I had unlocked, and some of them had like special attacks I wasn't using at all. I was like, oh, and I started to invest in more stuff to like stagger and interrupt the enemies. You definitely have to use your items. At first, I was just like waiting for an attack so I could deflect or parry or whatever. Now they're really relentless. The parry window and the dodge window is smaller. So I actually went back, looked at my loadouts, looked at my builds, looked at my charms, and kind of like built a few things based on the armors you have also. And I upgraded them because I'm terrible at keeping my stuff upgraded. I did a big round of that and it really helped. And then after that, I was like, okay, I did a come at me bro build. So instead of like a sneaky stuff. So I've been, engaging in combats either with archery or doing the standoff mechanic, and using that to build my Onryo scream, and then screeching, putting people on the ground. Then you can kill somebody this way. And I've been managing to because you get overwhelmed and mob really quick when there's a lot of people. And I found that you have things like bombs, right? But I find the mechanic to throw the bombs, I get attacked and interrupted. Like even if I run away and turn around and try to throw a bomb at them, if they're so close, you just can't. It's not fast and responsive enough. It's really made for they're coming at you. Okay, whip out your bow, throw a bomb or something. When you're in the thick of the action, you really need to use the short stuff. Like one of the first weapon throwables that they give you is just fucking pocket sand. You just throw
in their face, kind of.
A puff of smoke, and they just kind of recoil, and they're like, ugh, and then you can get some attacks.
Distraction tactic.
Yeah. Like an Avatar: Last Airbender, pocket sand. I think it was in that show, but Yeah, and as you go, you get more stuff. And I was in the boss fight for the Oni, which is one of the Yote 6, and I was just like, I was struggling. I was like, am I going down difficulty? Or I was like, no, you idiot. You unlocked a consumable. Like, you unlock a new game mechanic. Fucking use it. And then half his health disappeared. I was like, there we go. It was still very challenging.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it was still very challenging because he was throwing like a lot of like unblockables that you need to dodge and whatnot. But yeah, once you get the flow of combat, like, it's so good. It's so challenging, but really good. I'm dying a lot, but I'm not feeling bad about it. It's because sometimes I just the timing is off. Especially if I take a break, because I don't have a lot of time to play during the week, so I tend to just binge it on the weekend.
Yeah.
So it always takes a few combat for it to come back. But yeah, it's just the world is so good. It's so alive. The side quests are good. I keep getting distracted. So if I can give you like a piece of advice, use your spyglass.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Just like, if you're anywhere with a bit of height,
yeah,
just go around and look towards where there's like the smoke pillars and stuff, and it will mark things on the map for you.
Oh, that's nice.
And you can spot, like, sometimes you'll spot like an altar, or you'll spot an onsen. If it's an altar and onsen, I think they kind of like give it to you, and then it's marked on the map. But sometimes they'll say like, oh, you found an encampment, or you found some kind of rocky formation, like, and they'll just keep it vague.
Oh, that's nice though. So at least you can have like a direction, because like, they don't give you anything.
No, exactly. So definitely utilize the spyglass. So, some of the shrines are easy to find because there's like the markers, like the I don't know what they're called, but they're like the gates.
Yeah.
And they kind of like are on the road, and as you get there, you'll get to a climbing puzzle, and you go up, and then you find a shrine, and you get a charm. Those are usually really up on the side of the map, so if you're up there before you use the tree branch to go down, to fast travel down, whip out your spyglass and find shit. Honestly, it helps. It helps a lot, especially because like the way this game is built, you go. I just finished one area, and I'm starting my second after the intro, so I guess my third. But like, once you go through the stories, like the side story and whatnot, and once you finish, like, you kill off, like, let's say the bad guy, that it's easier for you to like clear out, okay, get the onsen, get the shrine, so I can have like my points, so that I can have my charms and upgrade a few things. It's much easier if you've taken the time to kind of like mark these things, instead of like just running around the whole map trying to get the fog of war off. So I think this is the spyglass, I think they kind of like introduce it, being like, yeah, you have a spyglass, like, cool. But they use it in certain mechanics so that you can, if you're doing this side quest or main quest where you're going to infiltrate a camp, they'll sometimes say like, use your spyglass, like, find areas, and then she'll talk to herself like, okay, this is where the guard rotation is, this is where they're keeping the prisoners, so my quarry must be in the blah, blah, blah. But you should be using it more. I don't think they've pushed enough about how important the spyglass is. It is how you find your shit, and then it makes the world less overwhelming.
Yeah, that makes sense, because it's very lush. Like, there's a lot of foliage, and then you're also usually very low. And so you have to, you're in a valley almost by the mountain. And so I did notice that and everything looks the same a little bit. So a part of, like, when I was first getting used to the area, I felt myself getting a little turned around a lot, because I was like, this looks like that, and the other thing, that tree looks like this tree, and that field looks like that field, and it was a little dizzying. So.
And half the time, like, how you use the wind to give you like, they use the wind to show you where your quest objective is. Right. Half of the time, I'm running in the opposite direction.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's just like the wind is like, it's going that way, but it's like I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. A HUD I can see why they don't have one, but I'm like, I can see where a HUD would be helpful. But I mean,
it's very HUDless, but at the same time, like they did a lot of compromises to make sure it works.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think every game would look at what Ghost of Yotei did to be like, all right, we're going to use the world. And because we use the world, like we can't, like every choice has to be made according to this system and we can't derogate from that. And the way some games are made, I'm like, you don't have the, like just the management structure or the creative structure. They'd never be able
to pull it off.
To pull it off. Or as soon as you try to be like, all right, we want to broaden the type of gamers we want, then you end up having to use like way more accessibility and way more options, and you end up having like a cluttered HUD. All of these HUD elements, by the way, like in Dragon Age, a lot of people were like, there's so much things. I'm like, they're all on and off, as long as they're on and off. Ghosts of Yotei, they don't give them to you because they all decide we're going to use the spyglass, the world. People are just going to have to look into the environment and figure it out. But that means that the entire project, everybody working on this game has to agree with that. Because as soon as that means that you have to cut stuff that maybe you like, that castle was so fucking cool, but it was in the way or it didn't bring anything. Or it tanked the FPS because we we have a polygon count and we wanted more like particles in the air of the fucking trees blowing off. You can tell, like, I don't know, again, probably because I work in this, I can tell almost like where the decisions were made and where the compromises were made. But even then, I'm just like, yeah, that was a good choice though. Like, you did good by this game and this genre game. And for if people are out there and be like, I can't do this, like I need this to be able to play a game, then don't play this game. Like, it's okay to not play every game out there. This is a samurai simulator. Well, in this case, it's a Ronin simulator. The other one was but it's just like a big open world, your sword, your horse, and a combat system that's a bit more simplified, yet a bit opaque. You just have to trust that because there's no life gauges. So, you just have to I don't know how many sword swings to kill an enemy. I just swing and hope. Just like a real samurai would.
That's right.
Cool. Before we get into Pokemon Legends ZA, since it'll probably be me chatting a little bit, how do you ladies feel about playing a podcast game about video games?
I've been missing playing podcast games about video games.
Have you?
I have. I'm just like, you know what? I need a game.
Lucky for you, Joelle. Today we're going to play, because I've got Pokemon on the brain, Pokemon Ball or Bluff.
Great.
Right?
So good at these.
So I'm throwing this out there. When you play Pokemon, okay, everybody knows the Pokeball, the traditional white, red, half and half button in the middle, okay?
Yeah.
There are more balls than just your traditional Pokeball, okay? Different ones with different bonuses or different reasons why you may use them. In this game, Pokemon Ball or Bluff, I'm going to tell you the name of a type of Pokeball and what its mechanic is, and you have to tell me if it's a real Pokeball type, like a ball, or if it's never been in the game before and I'm just pulling your bluff.
So it's like not even something adjacent, it's just a lie.
It's a lie. So to give you an example, the first round, so we have an Ultra Ball. And the definition of an Ultra Ball is it improves the catch rate of your Pokemon.
That is
Do you
true.
think that's a real or a false thing?
As a true thing.
That
I think
is
this
a true
is
thing.
the end of my knowledge of Pokemon.
Okay.
I think that's true.
And then,
I've played a good amount. Maybe I'll be good.
okay.
Yeah.
And then for an additional test, a Prism Ball. This ball shifts colors based on the Pokemon's type.
That's a bluff.
It is a bluff. It is
It
false.
sounds
Send
like
it
it
to
could be
Nintendo.
real.
Send it for
Oh,
the
yeah,
next one.
That's a great
Some
idea.
of these are pretty good. You can thank ChatGPT for helping me come up with names.
Mhm.
So I've got 10, and it's a mix of real and no deal. So here we go. And I think there's things going on in the baseball game because my husband just cheered. Okay, let's start it off. The repeat ball. This, the catch rate goes up the more you catch a specific Pokemon. True or false? Is that in the game? Repeat ball.
That feels false.
That feels like a bluff, yeah.
No, a repeat ball is a real deal. I'm using it all the time.
Damn. Repeat ball just sounds like not a real thing.
But you think about like Pokemon Go, it makes sense. Like
Yeah.
people would buy repeat balls so that they could catch that shiny.
Yeah. All right, the next one. An echo ball. It records the cry of the caught Pokemon and plays it when it is thrown.
Oh my god.
Real or not real?
That is
And
not
by
real.
real, I mean in a Pokemon game, not real.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean on cat.
Yeah, bluff.
'Cause I
That's a
don't know.
bluff.
It is a
Alright.
bluff. It is fake.
All right.
All right,
Yeah.
next one. Terra Ball. It boosts the catch rate of ground and rock type Pokemon.
That feels real.
Terra Ball.
That feels real.
What do you think, Joelle?
I am terrible at this game. I think. I'll say it's real.
Terra Ball is fake.
Oh.
A luxury ball makes a Pokemon's friendship grow faster. Real or fake?
That's a bluff.
And then friendship, like that's their like affinity to you, like
Yeah.
as their
Yeah.
As their-
There's certain Pokemon that your friendship has to be high in order for them to evolve.
oh.
Yeah.
That what's the definition of that again?
It says a luxury ball makes a Pokemon's friendship grow faster.
That seems like a real game mechanics. I'm gonna say real.
You are correct, Joelle. It is a real game mechanic. It is a real ball.
I was like, that
Next
seems like
one.
a good thing to have.
Drift ball, designed for catching flying or ghost type Pokemon that move unpredictably. Real or fake?
I'm gonna say that's fake.
Yeah, it feels fake to me.
Yeah,
I've
you
said
got
fake
it
for
right.
everything.
It's fake. It's fake. It's fake. You got it.
Cat is just 50-50, all fake.
Fake.
Let's roll it.
All right. Next one. A net ball makes it easier to catch bug and water type Pokemon. Real or
No,
fake?
that's real. I
That's
feel like
real.
that's from an old ass game.
Yeah, net ball's real.
Yes. Net for water types? Seems like
Yeah.
that
So
would be-
there's the net ball is one of them that will catch if you're going to catch a bug or if you're going to catch. Think about it. Anything that would use a net to catch it. Fish.
Oh, I guess like fish in the water. I was just always
Yeah.
thinking the land because I was like, why would you that? But that duh.
Yeah. All right.
Terrible. Okay.
If only we were doing video clips, that would be a great one. Mystic Ball, said to work best under a full moon with added catch rate for fairy type Pokemon.
Wow, that's very
Real.
specific.
Or fake?
That's too specific for me. I'm gonna say fake.
I'm also gonna say fake.
You're right, it's fake. A Dusk Ball makes it easier to catch Pokemon at night or in a cave. Real or
No.
fake?
That's
I'd say
real.
that one's real.
That one's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 left. The Ironclad Ball, increased catch rates of steel type Pokemon. Real or fake?
There's steel type Pokemon?
Yes,
Yeah.
there is.
I guess that would seem real that you would have balls to catch all the different types. Like that just seems like why wouldn't you have that?
But you don't. That's the thing about Pokemon. You have the net ball, but you don't have the Terra Ball.
I guess that's true.
Uh,
The greatest one.
I'm gonna
okay.
say the steel
Not all
ball is
equal.
fake.
The Ironclad Ball is definitely fake.
Yeah.
Oh, so you actually don't have these kind of balls then?
No.
No, you have
Oh.
some, but not all.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Last one, a heavy ball. You are more likely to succeed in a catch the heavier the Pokemon is.
This one seems real and based on. the logic.
I'm gonna say fake because like once you look into the actual weight of the Pokemon, you realize like it is wild. Like the variations
Oh.
are
And you see that IRL when you're playing Legends ZA because you can pull the Pokemon out and they're huge. Joelle is correct. Heavy ball is a real deal. Is a real thing.
Oh, what?
Yep. Yep.
Oh, so when you see Gyarados, you pull out the heavy ball instead of the net ball because he's too big for the net.
Well, it depends. If you're catching it as a Magikarp, you'd probably rather the net ball. But
if you're catching a Magikarp,
Gyarados,
you just have to pick it up. Like it's fine.
it's just jumping everywhere.
It's not a hard Pokemon to catch, guys.
No.
Put it in a bag.
Yeah. Well, that was a lovely game of Pokemon Ball or Bluff. Thank you, ladies, for agreeing to my current obsession, which is Pokemon Legends ZA. We're going to talk about that.
How many games have we played that have been Pokemon themed, but they all have been different? I feel like that's probably like our 6th Pokemon
probably
like themed game.
Yeah.
It's so versatile.
It is a never-ending pool of stuff.
It is.
Pokemon
It's an application.
We keep getting game after game after game after variation on a game.
Listen, if it exists, it can be a Pokemon. Setikis,
Yes.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Candelabra,
It's true.
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
It's like the chicken of video
Ice cream cone,
Pretty much.
Pokemon.
Pokemon. Literally.
Polar bear,
Here's
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Regular bear,
Pokemon.
Pokemon. Panda bear, Pokemon regional variation.
Tea kettle with a ghost. Pokemon. Yeah. All right, ladies. Let's get into topic of the show, which is going to be my in-progress review of Pokemon Legends ZA. We'll be right back.
And we're back. So let's talk Pokemon Legends ZA. So first off, this is a reimagining of the Pokemon that was on the 3DS, I think, right? The one set in Paris.
Yeah, so it's part of the Legend series like Arceus was. Arceus, however you want to pronounce that freaking game. So it's kind of like a sidestep when you think of how a lot of the Pokemon games, if there was lore, also Pokemon games and the history lore is just as complicated as Zelda. And maybe the only thing more complicated would be Kingdom Hearts.
Another rabbit hole.
Oh, God.
But this game takes place in a similar location. It's 5 years later after the events of Pokemon X and Y, which happens in a region that is mimicking France, because you know how Pokemon likes to do that, where they take inspiration from real life, which is awesome. But the main center point, this was just one region when we played Pokemon X and Y, but now the entire game takes place in their main city called Lumiose City. Mm-hmm. And so the concept here is, like I mentioned, you're here 5 years after, and there's begun an urban redevelopment led by a company called This is gonna be so hard to say for me, because like here's the other thing too. There's no talking in Pokemon games, and of course they have these names that makes it super complicated. I can't pronounce half the Pokemon games, let alone some of the other names they've got in here. Quasratico Inc. is the name of the company, and they're set to restore the city's condition after an incident that involving a Team Flare, which is, I guess, supposed kind of like Team Rocket, creating these what we call wild zones where Pokemon live throughout the city. So imagine you've got this gorgeous city like New York, like Montreal, like Toronto, and in the middle of the park is like essentially this little space where Pokemon can live out in the wild. They can attack you. They can do whatever. They essentially live their life. So it's almost like a part of your petting zoo is in the middle of your city.
Okay.
So that's part of the condition that they're trying to bring the city back to, where Pokemons and humans live together in harmony. The player character, so you arrive as a tourist to the city, and you befriend a character. Now, depending on if you're playing as a female character or male character, like you pick one or the other, like you can always switch out hair and outfits and all that kind of stuff later, which is great. But like you kind of have a set thing that you need to start with. If you choose to be a female character, then your companion character is a male, and vice versa. I chose a female character. So my companion character is Urbane. And then if it's a female character, her name is Townie, if I'm pronouncing it right. It's supposed to be like a play on words, like urbane is like urbane, right?
Well, yeah.
And
like
there's supposed to
urban.
be one. Yeah, I don't know what Townie is supposed to be. It's only that the way that it's written makes me say Townie, and the way that Newfoundlanders call people who live in St. John's townies. But I don't think that's it for the French relationship.
No, I think that's probably what they went for.
Really? You think so? Okay.
How is it spelled?
Taunie.
Taunie.
N-I-E.
Tony.
Tony? Townie? I don't know.
Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's either a play on Tony or Townie.
Yeah. So anyways, if you pick one of those characters, depending on, you get the opposite sex. So that character gives you your starter Pokemon. In this game, you have the choice between Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile. All Pokemon that have been in the game before, in games before. No new Pokemon in this game, by the way. That's another thing with ZA and Arceus too, is no new Pokemon were introduced, because that's not what the point of these games are.
Are there new regional variations though?
No, not in these.
Not even. Okay.
Nope. This character that you meet when you first get there bring you to this hotel called Hotel Z, owned by a 3,000-year-old AZ and his Floette. Now that connects back to the previous game with ZA and kind of how that ended, because that character was in that game as well. So your character, join a citywide Z2A ranking royale tournament where participants compete to rise from the lowest ranked of Z to rank A in competition. And with those that reach rank A, they are granted a wish by the company Quadratico, or however you freaking pronounce it. So you, the player, are brought into this not just to, go through this tournament, catch all the Pokemon. There's also some stuff going on in the city that you're trying to figure out, because there are Pokemon that are accidentally mega evolving and causing havoc in the city. So they are called rogue mega Pokemon. Mega Pokemon, the functionality of it came also from Pokemon X and Y. And so part of all of this, as you're trying to level up and become the greatest master that ever was, you're also trying to solve this that's happening at the same time with the poor Pokemons that are accidentally mega evolving and causing havoc. I am 25 hours in. I am ranked D, so I'm making my way up. And I'd love to break down kind of like the 3 game mechanics, and then what I love, and then what I feel like needs love in this game. Because I think that is the main nexus point in why this game has a fairly solid review online right now in the low 80s. But I feel like the reason why it sits there are a few key factors, and I'm really hoping that the Pokemon Company and Nintendo work on these in the future. But there's so much in here that works. That is why it's getting the reviews it's getting. But before we get into that, the 3 main things with this game, 3 key things that you end up doing as you live your life through Lumiose City and try to grow from rank Z to A, is you're catching Pokemons, you're battling trainers in the citywide Z to A Royale, and you're trying to make your way through the story to figure out why there are Pokemon suffering this rogue mega evolution. So on the catching Pokemon fronts, that feels a lot like what we've experienced from the last Legends game in Arceus, where you're kind of out and about in the world and you're throwing balls trying to catch the Pokemons as they see through. The mechanics of you creeping up on them, them having their back turned, also you using balls or growing your character strength so that you can catch more Pokemons easier at higher levels without having to entering battles with them is kind of the par for the course. The whole area situation where at first when you start the game, there's only a few areas that you can kind of go through and try and collect all the Pokemons in the wild areas. But as the game progresses and the city continues to add more wild zone, that's how you essentially go through and fill up your Pokedex. So it's kind of like the normal thing. You go and buy a slew of Pokeballs, you go into the wild zone, you try to catch them all, and then proceed on to do some other side quests and things like that, all during the daytime. It's pretty much my routine in the daytime because there is a day-night cycle that ties to the Battle Royale part of it.
Okay.
You can also, as you're doing quests, traverse the city. And as you are throughout the city, you can also find Pokemon as well. Maybe there's a pile of trash bins by a cafe, and you might find the little garbage-looking Pokemon there. I don't remember his name. Or you can go up onto the rooftops, and maybe you'll find Pidgeys and like other bird Pokemon, or maybe some other different Pokemon with rare spawns and stuff like that. Usually Pokemon's out in the wild, unless they're a higher level or you instigate with them, they won't fight you back. Only the ones in the wild zone will see you and start to attack or run away because they're scared.
Okay.
So you're going through the process, trying to catch all the Pokemons. Also, too, you're evolving up your Pokemons as they grow, trying to fill out your Pokedex, and so on and so forth. During the evening, that's when you jump into the Battle Royale mechanic. So at night, when the nighttime falls, an area of town gets like cordoned off, and that's the battle zone. So you go into that area and you want to battle as many trainers as you can to earn tickets to be able to go and battle the rank master, which kind of feel like that, like the gym leader from before, right? So you're leveling yourself up. So you go into that area, you start fighting all the characters that are in there. You can sneak up and get first attack and try and get first hit on people to kind of get an advantage. There's also these cards that you can collect that gives you extra like things they want you to do, like use a fire attack in your next battle. And if you do that, you get extra points and stuff like that. And you garner that points and money in order to be able to go and battle and up your rank in your level. So you go from Z to Y to X to so on and so forth. And then the other mechanic is you're going through and trying to solve and given tasks and quests and everything to try and figure out what's going on in the city and why the mega evolutions are happening, kind of rogue. So in that sense, the mechanics of the game are really solid and keep you hooked. Because I feel like you've kind of got a time duration. It's not to say that you can't go and catch Pokemon at nighttime in the wild zones and around the city. You can, because there are certain Pokemon that are only going to be available at that time. But because of the restrictive nature of you wanting to level up and go further in your ranking, you kind of every evening want to just go battle over and over. Plus, I find it's faster to level up your Pokemon that way too. And I think for that mechanic, that loop, that gameplay loop, they've really done a solid job of kind of like parsing it out, like what you want to do. And you can compartmentalize, like right now, I just want to go level up. I'm going to do that. You can sit on benches to speed up time so nighttime comes faster. So like you can really figure out what you want to do and what you want to maximize your time in. And the gameplay really works. The new battle system that they've got this time around, and this is kind of jumping into what I love at this point. The new battle system is no longer turn-based in the traditional Pokemon turn-based strategy where you like have time to sit there and wait and think. This is more that live action style where, it's happening in real time. If you don't attack, then you're going to get your butt smacked by the Pokemon. You can't just wait and sit there for the turn to run out. That's not how it happens. How the turns work now is your attacks or whatever you're doing, be it giving an item or status effects or whatever, are on a timer and you need to wait for them to time out. Now, different attacks have different wait times and things like that. So a slower attack that's a big heavy hit might take longer to recharge than, say, a quick attack. But you essentially have a range of 4 attacks that you can use. They're on the buttons, the D-pad of the right Joy-Con, and you assign them as you see fit and how you want to use them inside the menus, and then you can go and battle your Pokemons. But there's no longer like just sit there and wait for someone to go. It's really like you want to smack them down fast, and you want to think strategically about what attack you use when.
So they went full Final Fantasy, which Final Fantasy used to be turn-based.
Right.
And now with Final Fantasy like X2 and 7 remake and 16, whatever, it's not like real time, just kind of like pick your attacks and go. And it sounds like all the attacks basically have cooldowns.
Pretty much. That's exactly how it works. I feel like they've really looked at that. It gives a different agency to you wanting to play too, because it forces you to like act fast and not to dilly dally and just be like waiting and strategizing with her. You almost need to sit, like if you're in the battle zone and you see someone up there with an electric Pokemon and you have a water Pokemon right now and you just want to sit and kind of wait, and you're like, no, I'm going to switch that out to like a rock type or a ground type that's going to like smack the heck out of the electric Pokemon, and just like go in it strategic, because as soon as you get into the battle, you got to be on your toes and moving, right?
And these, when you're in this battle zone like this, free for all, is it with like NPCs or other players?
No, they're all NPCs. There is a whole like online mechanic, but no, these are all NPCs. Okay. And it's only you 1v1 at the time, because also too, there is the framework is that these people who are also in the battle zones, the NPCs, are also trying to level up as well to become, higher in the ranks.
To become level A.
Right. Exactly. And with that, I thought that was really fun. The other battle mechanic that's very different is you have to think about your health too. Because if you get knocked out, y'all get kicked out and back to the Poké Center and have to get revived when you go and battle the Mega Evolved Pokemon. Because that's a big mechanic in it too, is like you have to go with one of your companion characters to take on these rogue Pokemon that have Mega Evolved. When you're playing that, you essentially have to move your character constantly, because the Pokemons usually they attack each other before they will attack the humans, but not the Mega Evolved one. They're going after you with a vengeance.
Oh shit.
So you're running around like a crazy person at the same time, trying not to get smacked down, because those guys hit with a wallop at the same time as you're trying to attack them with your character and using your own Mega Evolution that you can get for certain Pokemon as well, with the stones and stuff that you can give a Pokemon, and also use that to help combat them. So it's so different from what we're used to with Pokemon, but at the same time, it feels so good. Like, it no longer is it just kind of like the sit there and the puzzle of like, well, could this water attack do better than this grass attack when I'm facing this other? No, it's not just that. You have to do that, but you have to think quick and on your feet.
So someone that's like a long time fan of the franchise, like, because it seems like more and more game IPs are adopting this like cooldown method rather than the wait. Like, what do you like? Would you want every Pokemon now released going forth to have this, or do you want it like as a mix? Do you see it being really helpful because of the dynamic of the Mega evolutions?
I think I kind of like it like this, because it gives it more agency. And it makes it like the stakes are higher and you need to move faster. And like, you can start to telepath what the animations are and how long it's going to take to hit and all that kind of stuff. And you can start, if you like sit back and kind of watch things. But I feel like now if I went back to the old way, things would feel pretty slow and pretty samey. This gives it a little bit more heightened tension. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel also the turn-based combat is kind of like it went with the hardware, because like Leah and I are OG Pokemoners, like Pokemon Blue, Red, Green on the Game Boy, black and white with like a light you had to actually see because the contrast was terrible.
So bad playing it.
I think it makes sense for like these old handhelds to just have this mechanic, and also to be extremely like pausable, because you would play them on the go, versus now where the Switch blurred the lines. Like right now, the state of the handheld has blurred the lines between like console and at-home play. Like the handheld is not anymore like just something you play because you're on the go or you're not home or you're in your room. It's just like with mobile games and the Steam Deck and the Switch, it's just like these things just play real games, or they play Fortnite. So people are used to this kind of like high activity game in a handheld form. And I think this is just like the evolution of Pokemon, because I'm the last Pokemon I played was actually Pokemon X and Y. It was based off of this. That's the last one I played. I haven't played a Switch Pokemon at all, so I haven't experienced these new mechanics. Save for Pokemon Go, I did some of the battling in Pokemon Go, which was basically like going after like taking over the towers, which was basically that kind of mechanic where you would pick a Pokemon, try to avoid attacks, and you would have your attacks on cooldown. So I feel it's like they kind of took like the best of Pokemon Go and brought it into like a mainline Pokemon game, because it feels also like the Legend games is when they kind of like fuck around and find out versus like the mainline Pokemon. So like if this is fine-tuned, I think like that kind of combat might make it to the next Pokemon game.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. This isn't a traditional, like, this isn't the game that follows in Scarlet and Violet's footsteps. Like, this is not Gen 10. Yeah. We're still in Gen 9. Yeah, so like that's what I mean. Like, there's no new Pokemons, all this kind of thing. It's almost like they're testing the waters, which I really felt like that's what they were doing with Legends Arceus as well when I was playing it. Other great things that I like outside of like the gameplay loop and everything doing great. There are a few, let's call them life helps.
Quality of life improvements.
Yeah, because like there are certain things that are really frustrating, especially in a game where you're constantly like throwing Pokeballs and they all cost money or you have to go hunt them down or whatever. And it's like, it's a lot, right? Next to all the Poke Centers, there's a dude that's just standing outside. And like, if he has a yellow speech bubble, I can't even talk now, speech bubble above his head, you want to go talk to him because he is the ball saver guy. Any ball that you throw that does not hit a Pokemon, you get back. And it doesn't matter if it's a Pokeball or a Quick Ball or an Ultra Ball or whatever, he will give it back to you. So that has saved me so much money in game. Now, mind
they
you,
have the dude like at the golf course that picks up all the balls.
Yes. Now,
and the little truck.
If you hit a Pokemon and you lose catching that Pokemon.
Yeah, that's spent.
Spent ball. But if you mulligan, keep it in the golf terms, then you can get that back. Also tied to that, fast travel anywhere. You want to go around the entire city and see and go and check out like all the cafes and restaurants. And because this is French related, of course, there's lots of cafes and restaurants, bringing back the comic conversation from earlier. And Poke Centers and whatever else, because they become fast travel points. Also, the battle zone is a fast travel point. All the wild zones, as soon as you hit it the first time, they're fast travel points. So zipping around the city is wicked fast.
I remember in X and Y, I was wearing like fucking skating
rollerblades or a
rollerblades,
bicycle. Yeah, that used to be a big thing to zip around town. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that no more. Now you can just fly from one area. It's wicked fast on the Switch too. Also, the Switch, it's like butter on the Switch. Switch 2, that is. There's also new mechanics to organize your inventory, your Pokéboxes, which I set down yesterday while the baseball game was on and organized everything, and it was a dream. Shiny hunting in this game is the easiest it has ever been, ever. I got my first shiny Pokemon without even looking for them in the first 10 hours of gameplay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's a quest. The quests in these games are essentially teaching you all the mechanics. I have never seen the Pokemon Company be this forward with the idea of shinies, that there's actually a quest specific to finding a shiny Mareep. So, yeah, you can have your first shiny right away.
Wow.
There's also alpha Pokemon. So they're bigger, physically bigger, and also stronger, and they can also be shiny hunted as well. And the shiny hunting mechanics have totally changed. If you're into that scene, like people are picking it apart, you can essentially get the entire Pokédex like that they have in there shiny. It's crazy. People are doing wacky dacky things, and it's not that hard to find shiny Pokemon. So for all of that, like, I'm pitching that out there as my love letter to this game so far. Now I got to give it some critiques. The city is meh. Literally the most boring thing ever of a space that you're just running around. They do have these zones or regions of towns, boroughs. They're all named after colors: vert, jaune, magenta, bleu. The only difference is the roof color, really. It's for that, I'm like, come on, Pokemon Company.
As somebody who's been to Paris, though, that is very
You're
Paris.
like, it's kind of accurate.
It is accurate because
I know, but it's monotonous. Everything looks the same. I don't know if I'm in one area or another.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the Parisian out there. Like, it's just like same thing, same thing. Oh, Eiffel Tower, same thing, same thing. Oh, cathedral, same. It's just the city. Like, I got lost so many times because like it just looks the same throughout. And I know like people will be like, oh no, you just stayed to the touristy part. I'm like, that's what people know. Okay. Like when you, the point of Pokemon is they get inspired by these regions, but they stick to the cliches. So I'm sorry. Maybe they got too accurate, but also like, I remember Pokemon X and Y, the city was just somewhere. You actually had the entire region.
Oh, in this game, you had the entire world, but you're in the city. That's just it. That's why I'm saying like it gets monotonous a bit.
I can see, I can see. Like if you think about like games like GTA, where you're just in a city, the city gets overbearing really fast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The other thing is you got to traverse around the city. You know how I mentioned that you can go up onto the roofs and whatever? Mm-hmm. There's platforming mechanics. There's a whole big thing around these platforming mechanics in order to collect these colorful screws to be able to get some of the plushes that like raise your rank to be able to get more shiny Pokemon or like
Assassin's Creed 2 Call. They want their mechanic back.
Exactly. Exactly. Or like earn more money at battles or like faster chance of catching Pokemons or whatever, right? So you're platforming and jumping around a lot. The problem is the mechanics gonna suck. Also, they do give you like a double jump. It comes in like 20 hours in, and it sucks because you're not actually jumping. You need to just fall off the side of a building, wait for the button prompt, and hit it, and then it'll do the little thing. So it's not like I want to hit jump when I hit the edge of the building. I need to kind of like prepare my impending doom, which never ever comes, and hit the button in order to do the double jump thing. I think that fucking sucks. It's a terrible mechanic. It's garbage. It's taking me forever to learn. I hate it.
It sounds counterintuitive, to be honest.
It is. And that's why I keep missing things. And I'm like, fuck this. But I'm preparing myself now. I'm up on the roofs now. I've committed to it. I'm going to learn how to use it, but it's driving me bananas. And then continuing the lifelessness of things going on. There's no voice acting. It feels really weird in 2025 to have a game at a AAA level that not have any voice acting in it. Like, I don't care. I understand you don't really speak, and that's fine. But like the other characters should have fucking voices.
Like even Nintendo. Legend of Zelda is voiced now. Yeah. Link isn't, but everybody else is.
Everybody else is. And and also additionally, the NPCs that are in town that you interact with, they don't move. They just stand there.
Oh.
And it's awkward. So like it's the daytime and then there's just like 10 people in a square just standing around talking to random Pokemon. Like, but not actually talking. They're just standing there. At nighttime they go away because apparently people go to bed in the city. You know, there's not very many people around. So like the same square would be empty. But like the people just stand there. And I feel like that's weird. Like give them like a animation cycle or something.
Yeah.
And then all these people have speech bubbles above their head that say one thing. Unless it's yellow, that means you want to go talk to them because they're going to give you a quest or like they've got something for you, whatever. And some of the craziest speech things have been seen on top of these NPC characters' heads. And I want to read some for you because they've been making their ways across the internet. Because some of them, remember now, it's a game for kids. All right. So this one, I'm gonna read a few. This one's a gentleman standing by the side of a building. I'm sick and tired of this life. I just want to smell Pokemon.
Oh, that's
I hope
that's a vibe.
flower Pokemons, but even then, that's creepy, my guy.
It's creepy, man. Okay, it gets better. This lady who looks like a business lady because she's in a suit. If I'm upset, giving my partner's Pokeball a little squeeze helps.
Oh wow, that is
That's an inside thought.
that is a.
Oh, you want an inside thought? This business gentleman that's standing in the middle of a park says, "Hey, for water-type Pokemon, do you think... for water-type moves, do you think Pokemon use their sweat or other bodily fluids?"
No,
Wow. Who translated this?
Here's another one of a dude standing next to a
Chat
Horcrux.
GPT?
I can
Oh,
feel my
no.
Pokemon Jocelyn in their balls when it's time to battle.
Oh no. Why wasn't this the game? This should have been the game. Real or fake, and then they're all real.
This one's questionable just because the way it's formatted, but at the same time, I don't put it past it. People,
God.
Pokemon, we're all going to die someday, aren't we?
Oh my gosh.
Was it me? Am I in the
Was it
game
me?
saying
Am
this?
I in the game, problem? Am I in the game? Am I the one who wrote this?
Am I the drama?
Yikes.
Am I the drama?
Yikes.
Okay, so yeah, that's the thing. I know Pokemon has it, the Pokemon Company and Nintendo have it in them to make this amazing living space. I know we've seen it.
Yeah,
We've seen
yeah.
it in Pal World.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Yep.
And everything else about the game is so goddamn good that I'm so not surprised that it's divisive, because those few things are so glaring when
Yeah.
you're playing for umpteen hours that
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
I've essentially, the other stuff is so much more enjoyable. I'm just looking at it, it's just like, oh, Pokemon, and giggle at it. But like, they really need to work on those. And the only sliver of like doubt, like I'm giving to them, is that this is the Legend series. That's not what they're focusing on. If they come into Gen 10 and they have a lifeless zone, then we're going to have a problem, because we've lived with this long enough now that like we're beyond the static NPC that just stands there and does nothing. It just has a speech bubble and you either walk up to it and it attacks you right away or whatever. We're past that. These things need to have more agency. There needs to be more of a challenge, and it doesn't have to be rocket science. Like they barely move. Like the ones in the battle zone do move a little bit, but like not enough. Like it's too easy. It's too easy to sneak up on things. So, and I can understand, oh, well, they don't want it too hard for people. Well, then put that into settings that you can do and change it, the sensitivity of how close you have to be or whatever else. But like, it's just, there are some pieces of this game that are kind of unforgiving. But elsewise, everything else that we want Pokemon, we love Pokemon for, the things that they changed to the battle system, the concept of, you know, having the royale Z to A part where you're trying to build up versus the time you're out catching Pokemon in wild zones. Like, that's great. So I understand why it's gotten the ranking it's gotten. I'm still really enjoying it. Like I said, 25 hours in, I'm rank D, so I still have a lot to go. And yeah, it's been fun so far. But yeah, I can see why people are not as happy as they might want to be with it. So yeah.
But
That's
in terms
Pokemon
of
Legends
like,
ZA.
yeah, in terms of compared to the other Pokemons, which I haven't played because people were like, the frame rates are bad. And, you know, like the game was good, but the experience on the Switch was meh. How are you feeling like playing it on Switch 2? Is it like better?
Oh yeah, performance is A1. Yeah, no issues. Fast, speedy, responsive, everything. I haven't tried it on original Switch because I bought the Switch 2 version. I've heard though that it's not that big of a deal. Like there hasn't been too much. Like I haven't seen too many complaints on it. Austin John said he played it a little bit on that, and it's just things are slower running when it comes to like fast travel and whatever else. But yeah, I haven't, like, it looks good. Frame rate doesn't drop. Yeah.
The little victories.
Little
That's good,
victories.
yeah,
And that's why
yeah.
I'm hoping it's like positive improvement in the right directions. They really need to clean up some of the other things, then it would be killer. It's just that there's other games out there that are attempting to do what they're not doing. and it's showing that they could do more. And so here we are. Well, ladies, we've gone a little long in the tooth today, but lots to talk about after not being around for 2 weeks.
It always happens. Like the crew check-in when we take a break always goes out of proportion.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, that pretty much closes out the show for this week. As always, you can check out the show notes at girlsongames.ca for links to stories mentioned in this episode. We didn't have any this week, but yeah, previous weeks would have. So yeah. If you have the power to rate and review this podcast where you are consuming it, that'd be much appreciated. Why? It helps with discovery, pushes us up in the rankings, and any comments you leave help us build our show. Every week, I ask the crew to shout out their social media handles so you can follow them everywhere and anywhere online. Catherine, where can people find you?
For photos of the Madagascan food, I'm CSDSBINS on Blue Sky, Thread, Instagram. Those are pretty much the only social media I'm still active on. But you can always find me shitposting in the Girls on Games Discord. That's for sure.
Joelle, where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram at JoelleLauren87 and then on Blue Sky at JoelleLauren, but always hanging out on the Girls on Games Discord. Come and say hi.
And I'm Leah Jew on most social media platforms, but of course you want to know everything there is to know about Girls on Games. You can track us down at The Girls on Games on X and Facebook. Just Girls on Games, no dot in there on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and TikTok. Discord.me/Girls on Games to continue this lovely conversation and more. But of course, if you ever want to know anything at all, you can track it down at our home base. That's our website, girlsongames.ca. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Joelle. It's been another lovely week in video games. AWS is not going to keep us down. And yeah. Looking forward to catching more mons and checking back with you again next week. All the best, everybody. Enjoy your week. Talk soon. Bye.
Bye.